Salute to the orators, the inspirers, the cerebral navigators, thought provokers, mic hustlers, and those who catalyze paradigm shifts in our intellectual atmosphere. You are currently engaged with one of the most distinguished auditory platforms in the digital realm. We transcend traditional expectations, delving deep into discourse pertaining to the art of oratory eloquence. Our objective? To imbue even the most diffident among us with the audacity, tenacity, and unwavering determination to level up your lexicon with the linguistic artillery necessary to dissect reality with surgical precision, to kill the stage and use your gift as a paintbrush, creating a tableau of vibrant hues and stark contrast with a mic. Remember this: you are an orator, capable of becoming the paragon of eloquence and persuasion in this world. Welcome to the Speakers Roundtable, powered by Authentically Real. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
What up, though? Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy Big Kev, and man, we got a legend for y'all in the building today. We are graced today by a luminary figure who not only epitomizes the essence of the urban experience, but also showcases the tenacity of the human spirit. Straight out of the resilient streets of Toledo, Ohio, this brother's narrative is a symphony of tribulations and triumphs, setbacks, and early minuscule moral victories, heartache after heartache, fear and frustration, faith and failure, all settling in the soil of a single soul. Picture this: a young kid caught in the throes of societal turmoil, battling the constricting chains of poverty, family unrest, and the shadows of academic challenges to the shadow realm of the unbalanced judicial system of the inner city. From repeating second grade due to reading impediments to confronting numerous legal battles, his early life echoed the haunting beats of adversity. But just as every great hip-hop track has its rise, so did the story of God's boy king in the making. In 2008, a seminal moment in his journey, he pivoted from a life of self-implosion and sabotage to enrolling in college, moving from what many perceived as a path of self-destruction to academic dominance, reaching the pinnacle of educational accolades. By 2010, he replaced a mugshot with a Bachelor of Science degree in entertainment business from Full Sail University. But the man was unstoppable. Fast forward to 2013, and the last glimmer of a once before foreshadowing of another inner city statistic was trumped when he was brandishing a master's in the very same field. And I would be remiss if I did not mention that in 2019, a year that saw him soar to scholarly summits, this brother then earned a PhD in business management with a specialized lens in leadership. Yet, it's not just the accolades on paper. His journey has been laced with personal battles against the looming clouds of depression, a fight to reclaim self-worth, and finding the strength to rise above trauma. It is the raw, authentic journey that makes his voice resonate with so many young men and women in this community and throughout the U.S. Through the VJ Coleman Jr. Flight School, founded in 2010, he offers that guiding light to those seeking to lift themselves, echoing the belief that beginnings do not dictate the finale. From academic hardships to an eminent doctorate, from a tumultuous past to a beacon of hope, from the inner city path to prison, to trailblazing the skyways, keynoting at schools, becoming one of the most prominent speakers in this industry. This brother is a living testament to the transformative power of determination, self-belief, and faith in God. He's the embodiment of that age-old adage: it's not about how you kick off the race, but how you fiercely finish it. Give it up for the force that is, and allow me to introduce the indomitable Dr. Victor J. Jr., fondly known in our circle as Dr. V, the speaker. Yes, sir.
What's
What
up?
up, though,
What's
Dr.
up?
Vic? What's
Yo,
good,
yo,
bro?
yo.
Bro, I had to give you all your flowers today, man. How you doing, bro?
Man, I appreciate it. I was over here like, man, I need to write this down. I think I need this introduction.
That's what's up, man. Welcome to the show.
No,
Welcome to
so
the
just
show.
know I need that introduction.
Oh, bro, I got you. I got you, bro. Welcome to the show, man. Jesse, what's cracking, my brother JTM in the
Say,
building?
man, let me tell you something, brother. Just listening at that read off, bro, I'm like, this is about to be a blazed show.
Oh
I'm
man,
telling you, this is gonna be great conversation. I ain't
yeah.
gonna even hold y'all up, man. Let's dig off into this, bro,
We
because I
about to.
believe this man's voice is gonna hit the world in another way today. Because I believe every day we should strike this world in a different
Come
way
on,
than we did the day before. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Oh,
absolutely,
come
come
on,
on.
man.
absolutely.
Brand new mercy, brand new grace. Oh
Come
Yeah,
man,
on.
that's a brand new you. Hey, you
yeah.
know what
Well,
I'm saying?
Go.
So,
before we run loose, because I'm about to let both of y'all get loose. Let's go ahead and handle business first. I want to
yeah,
give a
man.
big salute to our premier title sponsor for today's show, Brand Fluence, the keynote content intensive group. Understand this is not just about branding, it's about leaving a legacy. We're here to channel influence through your brand. Let's go. They are hosting their very first keynote content intensive November 17th through the 19th in Atlanta, Georgia at the Creators Clubhouse, hosted and owned by David Shands. Tickets will be available on sale. They're actually on sale right now, so you'll be able to get the link in our show notes. And you can find us on YouTube at the Authentically Real podcast. So please check the show
Mhm.
notes. Get your tickets now because they already got tickets sold and they will sell out fast. They can only take 50. So please, that is Brand Fluence, the keynote content intensive. Let's go. Bruh, let's get into this,
Into
Dr.
it.
Vic, because you got a colorful past. And we got some speakers out here that think that they got to have a clean resume in order to get into these schools, that they got to have a perfect past in order for them to step forward and try to help somebody. So let's get into this, man. Let's talk to the people.
Listen, so for any speaker who thinks they got to have a clean pass, I'm gonna tell you go roll in the mud because I got it out the
Right.
mud. Right,
Yes, sir.
go
Mm.
to the mud, pull that dirt out. You know, I share with my brothers all the time. My aunt told me many years ago, you won't make the impact and have the influence that you want to have until you tell the true story. See, I tried to be that perfect speaker. I didn't tell nobody I got arrested. I didn't tell nobody I was suspended. I didn't tell nobody I wanted to come through on this path because America, man, the world gives us this view that we have to be perfect. But what I found
Mhm.
is I'm perfect in my imperfections. You get what I'm saying?
That's a
And
fact.
God has blessed me through my imperfections. So I
Yeah.
will not any day forward going forward allow myself to appear perfect to anyone. I'm
Yeah.
gonna highlight
Mhm.
my flaws like Eminem did in the movie. I'm gonna highlight my flaws. I ain't gonna even give you nothing to talk about. I'm gonna talk about me, and we
Mhm.
got to
Oh, I
get better
remember
at
that.
talking about us.
Yeah. The eight
You
mile.
get
I
what I'm
remember
saying?
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
Oh
Man.
man, that's straight, Dr. Vic. I'm gonna say it just like this, man. When you said I found myself being perfect in my imperfections, I'm gonna tell you what you just
That's
really
heavy.
told them. And this is scripture. He tells us to be perfect, even as our Father in heaven is perfect. You know what that means? That simply means whole and in oneness, in unity, maturity. That's what perfect is. That's what perfection
Absolutely.
is when we mature in the area. And when I look at this litany of things you went through, and boy, when 2008 hit, something else changed, boy. And I
Yeah.
can't
Man.
wait till we get into it, man. I got chills
Yeah.
just looking at it, bro,
Yeah.
because your story is heavy and
Yeah.
I know it resonates with a lot of us out here, bro.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. I mean, I told you this before, Jess. For those of y'all who do not follow Dr. Vic, second thing in the show notes, all of his contact information, his booking information, all of his social media links, everything will be in the show notes. But you all I've never seen, like, you could look behind him and his screen. He literally wears his mugshot like a Louis or a Gucci or something, man. Like, he really rock it. And that's what really, bro, this man made me go get my mugshot. Like, real spill. I had to go get
yeah,
mine because I'm like, bro, you doing it like that? And if he doing it like that, I'm like, yo, why can't I do it like that? So he's
Come on.
blazing a trail to
Hmm.
actually show folks like, yo, I'm not this is not something to be ashamed of, right? Like, this is where God brought me from. let's show the ugly side of
Yeah.
what I did. Like, this is what I did. This is where I was, and look where I'm at now. So, bro, I want to talk to you about um those mistakes that you had as a child. I understand that there's a lot of caveats to that, but there are a lot of people that's in the speaking game, Doc. That kindergartner, that first grade, that second, third, fifth, sixth, seventh, that eighth grade child has now grown up, and that child is still sitting here. I want you to talk to I want you to talk to them and see how you can get them to talk to the child in them that is still stuck in that past, that is ashamed of what happened, and just walk us through how you really harness that to make that the better part of your life.
Man, I'm gonna start in 2019 for you, and then I'm going to tell the story.
Yes, sir.
A lot of times we don't realize we're broken, right? We
Mm.
don't realize what the trauma has done to us. So we go around terrorizing the world through our trauma. And we like to say, oh, I dealt with it or I healed from it because we tucked it in this pocket, right? We got it tucked away, but we're triggered, right? We're triggered. Something triggers us and it comes back. So we really haven't dealt with it. Only time you know you've dealt with it is until you're no longer triggered by what you went through. So in
Mm.
2019, when I was graduating with the PhD, I heard the spirit take me back to what my aunt said. And it was like, now is the time to tell the story. And I'm like, oh boy, I'm sitting in my corporate office. I'm a corporate leader, right? And I'm calling the prison, the jail, and saying, how do I get a copy of my mugshots? Told the lady that I'm a motivational speaker and I really want to tell my story the right way. She said, what's your email? I'll send them to you right now. So she sent me my mugshots. I'm talking about within minutes, they came through.
Mm.
And I'm sitting at my desk and I open them up on my big screen on my desk. I got a 27-inch monitor on my office desk. And I'm looking at the mug shots and I sit back and I start crying.
Mm.
And I get up and I go close my office door because I didn't want nobody to see me crying. But what I seen the moment I looked at the mug shots was I seen the broken boy from the first grade that got arrested. I seen the broken boy from the second grade that got that failed because he struggled with reading and writing. I seen the broken boy from the third grade, the fourth grade, the fifth grade. Every incident that I had came out of the eyes of the man that was in the mugshot. It was a man in the mugshot, but I could see the broken boy. I could see the trauma because I was in a different place in my life. And at the time when you're going through it, you think, I thought I was good. I'm looking in the mirror every day to at least brush my teeth. I'm thinking I'm good, but I
Mm.
seen something different. So when I go back to the first grade, when I go back to the second grade, and I look at those moments in my life, I ask myself, what was wrong? What was happening? I was broken. I felt empty. I felt less than. My self-esteem was gone. But why?
Mm.
Why? Because I was looking for it in the wrong places. I
Come
look
on,
for
man.
my self-esteem in my father. I look for hope from my mother. I look for love in places that it wasn't coming. Right. And I was so young, I really didn't have a relationship with God yet. So I didn't understand that I was already loved. I thought because my dad didn't show up on the weekend he was supposed to show up that I wasn't loved, but I was already loved. And because my dad didn't show up on the weekend he was supposed to show up, I became angry with my mom. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I began to attack those who were in my corner because of who failed to show up in my corner. You get what I'm
Come on,
saying?
man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
And when I look back, like I said, I look at each one of them mugshots. I just look back and I reflect, like, wow, man, you was going through it, man, and you didn't even know you was going through it. I was a kid. I was a kid, man, trying to fight
Bruh.
teachers. I was a kid fighting my
Mm.
best friend over 60 cents. I was a kid, and it wasn't that I didn't have more
Mm.
money in my pocket. It was the fact I want my 60 cent back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So anybody who I thought was violating me, I lashed out. My anger was like, yeah, I'm at you. For
Mm.
what? And we
Wow.
don't go do the work. We don't
Yeah.
go do the work to heal. We tuck it off and say, oh man, I'm over that, man. I don't care, man. Don't nothing affect me. Nah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it affects you. That's
It
why you got
affects
that
you.
attitude. That's why you
Yeah.
got that mentality. You get what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
Come
not
on, Dr.
truly
V.
free until you heal from the things that you've gone to and you put yourself in a position to where you're not triggered by the things that you went through when you see somebody else going through them.
Come
That's
on,
that
Dr.
right
V.
there, bro.
Man,
I
that's
told
heavy,
you.
bro.
I told you
That's
it's gonna be
heavy.
one of them.
Yeah, man.
Like,
That's
like,
heavy.
like, I'm not triggered by an absent father.
Yeah.
I used to be triggered when I remember cussing my dad out literally in the store about being absent from my younger brother's life. I'm like, man, you failed us, man. At least show up for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But today, I'm not triggered in that way.
Mhm.
God had a plan the
Doc,
whole time.
Now that you said that, let me ask you this. What you just said about your father. Do you hold any type of resentment toward him to this day, or do you are you in a position that you are that anomaly, like you're that healed man that you can still honor your father and not worry about what happened back then, because the word says honor your mother and your father and your days of your earth shall be long. Do you do that? Are you in a place to do that now, or do you still feel like you may hold a little grudge towards him?
So it's two parts.
Mm.
Yes, I'm healed, and I don't hold that time in my life against him. Here's why. Because when I look back at my children, I realized that I had trauma that I had to deal with and heal from to be a better father. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So in order for me to heal to be a better father, I had to release him.
There you go.
Come on,
You
man.
get what I'm saying?
That
And
part.
by me releasing him allowed me to become a better father, to become the father that I desire to have had in
Right.
my life. The
Come on.
relationship I have with my children is what I wanted with my father.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And because I was bottled up, it made every relationship I have, I couldn't connect. I couldn't connect with those. I couldn't connect with my ex-wife. I couldn't connect with my ex-girlfriend. I couldn't connect with, because I was bottled up.
Mm.
I was
Come
waiting
on,
on
man.
everybody to fail me the way that I felt my father had failed me. But my father didn't fail me.
Ooh.
My father failed himself. He
That's
did a
good.
disservice to himself
To
when he
himself.
didn't treat his children a certain way.
Yeah.
So I'm not angry with him. I love my father like he was there every day. You get what I'm saying?
I
And we
feel
got
that.
to stop allowing an absent parent to put us in a place or a position to where we become prisoners of the thought of other people failing us. It's a song on my album called Prison Break, and I'm talking about how I
Yeah.
became a prisoner in my own
Yep.
mind
That's hard.
because
That's
I
hard
couldn't let
too.
people love
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
God has sent people to love me, support me, encourage me, uplift me, but I pushed them away because I didn't want them to hurt me.
Come on, man. Hey, let me say this, bros. My son hit me up this morning. I have a 28-year-old, 36, and 37. And we was watching Kirk Franklin's video called Father's Day he just dropped. My son hit me up and he said, Dad, I can't relate to that story because you were there, but I thank you for being present.
Mm.
It's two different things there, brother.
Yeah.
And
See,
that's what
see,
you said. He was present, but yet absent. But you have made up your mind, I'm going to be a present father, present in their life, so they don't have to deal with some of the things I went through because I'm healed from it. Now I can make sure I'm a better father. Why? Let's break that cycle. Let's break that cycle, and it starts with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And brother,
yes,
when
sir.
my son sent that to me, tears rolled down. So to hear you say that, I was asked the question when I turned 50 years old. I'm 55 now, just September the 1st. But when I turned 50, I was asked the question, what is one of the most pivotal things that you've accomplished in life? I said, being a father that's present. Bruh, you know how much we all need that as men? And I'm going to say, especially as black men, we need that. And if we don't have that, we're missing something. And the only one that can heal us from that is God, so we can move on and be better. So, Dr. V, let me tell you something, brother. That's something that just hit home with me because I just got that call this morning. And my
Mm.
son said,
Wow.
thank you for
Yeah.
being
Wow.
present, man.
Being present.
I
That's
got a
it.
message out there that I put out there about a year ago, and it was like, "Are you
Mhm,
present when you're in the presence of others?" And it was something I had to learn to do. When I was in the
mhm.
presence of my wife or my children, I wasn't present. My mind was here, my mind was there, work was here, this, that, and the other. Plus, I was already bottled up. And I had to release all of these things in order to be present when I'm in the presence of others. So, for example, my youngest son, when I pick him up from school, I don't care if I'm on $1 million phone call, I got to go because the most valuable thing to me just got in the vehicle.
That's it.
Come
How
on,
was
man.
your day? How are you feeling? Are you happy?
Yeah.
Do you feel whole? Is there anything else that I should know? We good? Let's go rock out then.
Yeah.
Every
Come on,
day,
man.
those are the questions that I give to my children because I want them to know that I can't replace when I wasn't present in the presence, right? But what I can do is be present in the present.
In the present.
Come on, man.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's a
that's the
double.
true
Hey,
gift.
that's a 2-for-1, boy.
Yeah,
That's a
that's the
double.
true gift,
That
man.
is. It is. Vic, Dr. Vic, you got man, I got so much respect and reverence for you. I be feeling weird when I call you Vic. And I know you was like, nah, bro, don't do me like that. Don't forget that doctor. Just
Come on,
call me
man.
Vic. Listen, so there's a two-part here that I just noticed. And I'm gonna ask you, actually it's probably a threefold. This is a trifold because you can speak not only to the little boy that has been abandoned by his father, but you can also speak to the mother that has the little boy, and you can also speak to the father that left the little boy. So there's somebody listening that's going to be listening to this that may watch this, and they're probably struggling right now because they got a little Victor Coleman Jr. at the crib that's not the Dr. Vic yet. He's already been anointed king, but he still smell like sheep dung. But he don't realize what's about to happen to his life 10 years down the road.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Can you talk to them right now? Like I feel the spirit. I really want you to talk to them. My man, you feel like you can't resurrect this relationship with your child because you feel that shame. Sis, you got this little boy at your house is acting out because pops ain't there. Like I would love for you to bridge this gap, man, from your heart. Like how do we reach them? Especially those that
It's
are in the
something.
speaking game that's dealing with that.
It's something about the name Jesus.
There you go.
Come on, bro. Oh, good God Almighty. Yeah.
You sorry to get emotional on this, man, but
No.
you took me
This the
somewhere.
platform for it, bro. This the platform for that, brother.
You took me somewhere. The night I got hit by a car run over by a car by my kid's mother. I was supposed to be at church. I was disobedient. And we got into a big argument at my dad's house. And my mom had went to church and the pastor told us, when you come back tonight, bring pictures of all your family members. We're going to lay them on the altar and pray over each and every one. While my mom was at church with all of our photos, all of her boys' photos, and they were being prayed over, there I was being underneath a vehicle rolling over my body. I never trusted God or understood God until that night. And it was like, wow, because I'm convinced because my mom was obedient and went and put my picture right there. And the church prayed. I survived that incident. It didn't change Vic at the time, but it put him on a path that would change Vic. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
So
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying to anybody out there right now that's struggling, understand it's not about being changed today. It's about getting on the path and letting the change happen. I had to surrender, and I continue to surrender because it's a daily thing. I surrender to God every day. I have to surrender every day and let God be God. So if you really want to save that little Victor, if you are the little Victor, if you've left little Victor, you got to go surrender to God. And I know I'm not no preacher, no pastor, no none of what I'm telling you is what God has done for me.
Come on, brother. That's
My
it.
commitment to surrender my way to his way has changed my life. Anytime, if I walk out the door and go do it my way, it's gonna be another mugshot. I'm man enough to own that. So because I know that my way is a little wild, a little loose, a little ruthless, a little rough around the edges, whatever you want to call it, I know that I need a guiding light. Come on.
Come on, bro.
I know that I need a guiding light. So why are we abandoning the guiding light? Because we're broken? So we go hang around other broken people that let us stay on the path of brokenness.
Broke.
Get away from people who enable you to stay broke.
Yes, sir.
Come on,
Get
man.
around somebody that will pray for you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
During the
That's
pandemic,
real.
when I was going through my divorce, I had a brother, man, never met this brother, man. Met him through the internet during that season. And I just shared with him, man, I'm going through some things right now. And he was like, all right, what's going on? I shared it with him. I'm not a real public person. I'm actually just now in this season starting to talk about my divorce that happened in 2020. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said, man, I'm calling you right now. He called me and boom, he started praying right instantly. Get around people that will pray for. I'm not, don't call me and ask me to pray for you because I'm going to pray for you right there on the spot.
Right there on the spot.
I ain't one of those people that's going to post that I'm praying for you and I ain't praying for you.
You not the
Well,
Facebook.
Come on, bro.
Facebook pray for me.
No.
Dr. V, I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
I feel
if
you,
you
man.
want me to pray, if you want prayer, right? I'm gonna pray for you right then and there.
Right there.
I had one of my boys walk up to me in the gym, man. He said, "Hey Vic, man, can you pray for me?" Heck yeah, right here in the gym. We gonna pray right here, right now, brother.
Yeah.
Bow your head. Let's go. I'm not ashamed of God.
Yeah.
There was
Come
a
on,
time
bro.
I was,
Yeah.
but I'm not ashamed because I know where He's brought me from.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah.
ashamed.
Yeah.
I tell
Bruh.
schools when they book me, if you don't want me to talk about my God, you might not want to book me.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. That's real.
Because He is a part of the story.
Yeah. That, bro,
Man.
that you got to stay in that lane. You got to stay in that lane because the reason why I'm saying this, Jay, there is a lot of people. You remember we was talking about this the other day. There is no people just wake up and they be like, "Yo, I'm a speaker today." Like you was just out snorting coke or running the streets, or you with the hot chick girl, summer girls, or whatever, and now all of a sudden you a speaker because you see people like Dr. Vic who winning. Like, bro, y'all don't even understand this man really winning in this space. Y'all see people like him, E.T. We already talk about the Jeremys and the Inkies, right? Y'all see the bag and now all of a sudden you a speaker. But then when they do that, and you following people like Dr. Vic and E, and they like, yo, God is really the nebulous. Like he is the vanguard of this entire story. And then now they trying to tiptoe around that, Doc. Like they really trying to tiptoe around that. They're like, yeah, but they don't. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna take God out my book, or I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna leave him out of my keynote. Bro, talk to them about how do y'all need to address this? Like, let them know that you really can't get in these schools and keep God in the center of your stuff. You don't have to be ashamed of Him in public, because if you ashamed of Him in public, y'all don't want to read that part.
We're gonna all just let it be quiet on that part right there.
Yeah.
If you ashamed of Him in public, come on.
Yeah, bro, that's it. I that's why I just kind of shrugged my shoulder. Hey, man, it ain't nothing else to say with that one. Yeah. If you ashamed of him in public, we already know you ain't talk about him in private.
Not even
Come
doing
on.
it.
Come on.
You ain't doing
so
it.
You do yourself a disservice when you try to filter your story to please the system that doesn't want you to talk about your God. Right? You do yourself a disservice.
You really do.
You do. You what you're doing is you're saying that He's not welcome where you go. He welcome everywhere I go. I don't belong.
And He opened the door for you to get there.
Yeah.
He opened. Yeah. Look, bro, Jay. He opened the door for you to get there. You couldn't have opened that door. No. Because of your dirty past, all the garbage you got on you, the fact that you ain't, you don't want your kid, you don't want nobody to find out that you and your kids don't talk. You don't want nobody to find out you done had 5 marriages. You don't want nobody to find out you got a judicial pass.
Come on.
And God opened this door for you, and you like, yo, all right, listen, this how it's set up. They gonna let me go in, but you got to stay back here. What? He got you there. He got you there.
Come on.
How do you incorporate that in your keynotes when you do address? And again, bro, I done seen you online. I done seen your stories. I done seen them little Vics in the classroom. And you trying to talk and give them your story. How do you balance all of that with God? And then you try to keep, because I know you from the streets, you live that life, you got that rah-rah in you. How do you balance that and keep everything focused when you get in them situations in them classrooms?
One of the first things I do before I speak anywhere in any environment is I pray. I walk in the room and I stand in the corner and I pray over the atmosphere. And I always
Hmm.
ask God to use me for his glory, use me. Don't allow me to get up there and brag about a Bentley or Rolls Royce or this or
Yeah.
that or man. Lord, use me for what you need me here for. Because you opened the door for me to be here.
Yeah.
I would I can't be full of myself and full of the Lord. The two just don't go
They don't
together,
mix. Yeah.
right? When I was full of myself, the mug shots,
The
right?
mugshot.
I'm just being honest. You couldn't tell me nothing. So I can't separate the two. It's one. That walk is one forever. So when I'm up there giving my message, I'm not thinking, oh, let me not say God, because it's not even a thought. Let me not talk about God and how I had that spiritual moment, because it's not even a thought. Because it's who I am. It's how I got here. So if you want
See,
my story, you want my God.
Mm.
that's it. That's it, man. Let me tell you something, brother. I definitely thank God for. I call us. I got something that God has given me. The 21st century warriors, discovering the power of love, wisdom, courage, and loyalty from the greatest warrior ever, Jesus. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus so cold with this thing, bro. From the pit house to the palace, he could talk to everybody.
Yeah.
It did. You couldn't toss him a question or put him in an atmosphere that he couldn't handle. See, because only fake people can't handle certain situations. And when you're
Oh,
trying to send out the imposter in order to posture yourself as one that has already
uh-oh.
prospered.
Oh, hold up, bruh.
Uh-oh.
Hold up.
Uh-oh.
Hold
So
up.
when you stay
Hold
Come on,
up.
man.
authentically real,
Jesse.
as
Come
brother
on.
Jesse.
VJ is saying,
Fam, you
there's
gotta hold
no
on.
problem.
You gotta run that back. You gotta run that back, bro. We can't walk past no bar. You gotta run that back. Y'all missed it. Hit that
Yeah.
again, bro.
You just when you are being real and you don't send out the imposter to posture yourself to look like you've already prospered, then you can go speak anywhere.
I love it.
Why? Because you're being authentically real. That's all Jesus did. And
Yeah.
that's all Brother
Come on.
V is saying, man. I
Come
just
on.
keep it 100 because
Walk
the
your
truth
walk.
is, my mama prayed for me. I know I was wilding out. I was under a car while they was praying.
While they was praying.
While they was praying.
Don't
And
tell
I
me prayer
still
don't
didn't get
work.
right then, but I like what he said. It set me on a path
On the right path.
to change as I went. We talked about being healed as you go. The lepers were healed as they went. They didn't wait for the situation to change. They just need to know which way I need to go. And Jesus told them, go show yourself to the priest.
That's it.
And
Come on.
out of obedience, they were healed as they went. Some kept going, but one came back like, hold on, because I done got healed before I got to the place you told me to go. I
Right.
gotta come back and give you a thank you. And this is all Vic say. How can I not talk about where I come from without giving God the glory? Because
Come
that's the
on.
only way I got this story.
Bruh.
V, you're dropping some bombs, brother
Bruh,
V,
Vic,
man.
both
You're
of y'all, y'all
dropping them,
get
bro.
y'all get this. You Vic, you kill
Bruh,
bro.
I'm listening at my
Yeah,
man,
this
and I
I told
feel you,
bro,
bro.
I told you this boy, this guy right here, Dr. Vic, is not no game. I told you this conversation was gonna be fire. This man gonna come in here and he ready. And the stuff that he says, like how he presents and the aura that he carries. If y'all go, man, go to this man page. And I
Yeah, yeah,
promise you, bro, the stuff that you're gonna hear him doing with these kids in these classrooms, bro, nobody's moving like this.
yeah.
Nobody's
V,
talking like this. Nobody bringing God into the schools like this. Like we don't follow E. I get it, but bro, when this man get in that schoolroom, he got and this ain't no race. Them little white kids, bro, they be locked on him. Like they ain't
hmm
never seen nothing like this before.
yeah. You know what, man? I have to ask you this because you preferenced it a couple of times in as you were speaking and giving us some clarity. Because I too have been divorced after 25 years, and I just got to the point in the last couple of years where I feel healed as I talk about it now. So you said, man, I could talk about the divorce now. Say, bro, and as men of God, and what we do, sometimes people think you're supposed to be bitter at life because something didn't work out the way you thought it would.
Yeah.
Bruh, talk to the brothers and the sisters. They're stuck right there because they feel like they may have failed or they're afraid to trust. How do you allow God to really heal you and then you can help somebody else? Because, brother, let me tell you, I had 25 years, but, bruh, it didn't go like I planned. But let me tell you, I will always try to help brothers and sisters keep their things together, their marriage together. My wife now tell me, she said, baby, it's time for you to start talking about your story more. My wife just told me this.
Mhm.
My new wife that God
Mm-hmm.
blessed me with, my
Oh,
queen. She said, it's time.
Mm-hmm.
She said, because people love how you are open. And I hear you being open, bro, and you
Open.
healed. See, you can open up
so
when you healed.
Yeah.
Go ahead, doctor.
absolutely. Going back to what I said, that trigger piece, right?
Come on, man.
When I first went through the divorce, your divorce would have triggered me, right? The
Mm,
next thing, everything was triggering. It would make me relive that moment. Like, what? Dang, what did I do wrong? What could I have done differently? What could I? What? But and I even had some people I had to distance myself from because they was like, well, no, that ain't your fault. It's her fault. And and it was like, yo, chill out. The
yeah.
greatest investment a man can have in himself is accountability.
That's it.
Come on, man. That
I
That's
took
part.
it.
inventory of my relationship and I took ownership of where I felt I went wrong.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Then I went before God with those things, prayed
That part.
about them, and I released them. I was in Hawaii. So on this journey, I ended up going to Hawaii last year. So about a 2.5 year window of carrying this luggage of
Yeah.
pain, of
Yeah.
of what if or why didn't I, or feeling that failure, right?
Hmm.
And I went to Hawaii. And I remember, and I got pictures and videos that I've posted on social media. I walked up to the top of one of the, I guess you would call them a mountain. I was up at the very top of that thing. And I turned on my praise and worship music. And I just sat up there and had praise and worship by myself. And I remember getting down on my knees and I just cried out. I said, God, I'm tired. I
Mm.
don't want to be mad no more. I don't want to be angry at my mom, my dad, my brother, my friend, whoever I'm bitter towards. I want to leave it right here today. All of it. The divorce, every ounce of it, I'm leaving it here. And I'm trusting that every day and every step going forward, I will be free.
Hmm.
I left it right there at the top of the mountain. I came down that mountain and I never looked back.
Come on,
Never
bro.
another bitter day. And I learned something in that moment. A lot of people say, man, one of the students asked me this question when I was out speaking. Dr. V, when's the last time you had a bad day? I said, I haven't had one in years now because I celebrate
Love
every
it.
day. I start
I
every day
love
with
it.
the Lord and I celebrate every day a
Yeah.
different way. I'm not angry no more.
Right.
I release those things. I release
Yeah.
those people. I
Yeah.
release those
Right.
situations so my heart could heal and
Hmm.
welcome what God has next for me.
Come on, bro. Come
You get
on,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
Bro, let me tell you, and I love it, man, because that's the epitome of what God's love will
Yeah.
do for us
Yeah.
and help us to show others what it would do for them. The biggest thing for me when it was for me, when it happened to me, Vic, the Lord said to me, how can you preach forgiveness if you can't forgive her?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how can you say that I can heal a broken heart if you don't allow your sons to see your heart broken and healed? Bruh,
Mm.
that right there was the mic drop for me. I said,
Yeah.
God, whatever I got to go through, if this will be the examples for my sons to see how you come through some hurt, through some
Come on.
difficulty,
Come on.
then I'll take this.
Yeah.
And then I started praying for his mother. And it didn't make me bitter. It made me better. So,
Made you
Dr.
better.
V, I hear what you're saying, bro, because I wanted people to understand it's possible. Dr. V's done it. I've done it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we didn't do it because we had the tools to do it on our own. We had to trust God with our heart.
Yes.
But you said something that was that I want to back up and lock in on. You talked about your sons.
Yeah.
And I just was having a conversation this week at a meeting about the time I had to apologize to my oldest son for ever telling him to man up. Men don't cry.
Mm,
Man, pause.
come on, bro.
Skirt. Y'all. Okay, this right here is probably the most important thing that we about to talk about right now. That fact that he just brought that up. That
Mm,
trend. So I think me and Jesse, we talked about this before, and I know Dr. Vic understands this. There, there's an awakening in the black culture, in the black community right now with knowledge and understanding of self. Transgenerational epigenetic inheritance theory is no longer a theory. This is real stuff. And what this man just said is the nucleus of all of this. You just told you talk about how we transferring these mental blockades that are stunning the spiritual, psychological, and educational growth of not only black men, but young black girls, just in general. That you told your son, real men don't cry. That is so real. Please dig into
Yeah.
that.
We got to give our boys, because I'm just call it like it is when I go back to the mugshot, right? We got to
Mm-hmm.
give our boys permission to feel.
Yes.
Crying is a feeling. Love is a feeling.
Yes, sir.
Happiness is a feeling. Joy is a feeling. I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you is a feeling.
Mm.
We got to give our boys permission to feel. So I
Yes.
apologized to my son many years ago. And what was interesting is when I was going through the divorce, the very son I apologized to about a man don't cry, he got to see his father cry through the journey. And guess what? He was there supporting his dad, like, Dad, like, let's go to the park. Let's get to them happy feelings. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
allow our children, our sons, our daughters to understand that feelings are not a bad thing.
They're not.
Protect your feelings to a certain degree, right?
Yeah.
You got to protect
right,
them because
right.
everybody,
Absolutely.
your feelings not safe in everybody's hands.
That's a
Right.
fact.
But our sons, if they could just learn that it's okay to feel, how many fewer men would be in prison? How many fewer men would be hooked to drugs or alcohol? How many fewer men would be laying around with every woman in town? If they just learned that it was
Man,
okay to have a feeling.
have a feeling and not be
You know
A
what,
deceived.
Dr.
feeling.
V?
A feeling.
A
Yeah.
feeling.
A
Yeah.
feeling.
You know what, bro? Man, you talking some things that
Deep.
we need to
Yeah.
hear. Let
Yeah.
me say this, man. I told my sons this one day. I called all three of them, especially the first two, the oldest, because I wasn't with their mom from high school. We all good. We got great relationship. My sons and them see me on social media doing everything. They support everything. And I called the first two and I told them, hey man, I want to tell you thank you. He said, Dad, for what? I said, for allowing me to learn how to father you through my mistakes, my ups and downs, and y'all still thought I was y'all Superman, y'all hero. With all my failures, thank y'all for allowing me to fail while learning to father you. Man, my son's just like, Pop, man, you messing us up. I said, no, bro. When
You
I
about to mess
think
me up.
back on how many guys don't
Yes.
have this opportunity because the children become so bitter and the brother is trying to get it together, but he can't get it together because he's fighting so many wars on the other side. And all we need sometimes is just one opportunity and give a little patience to grow, bruh. So when you say you apologize to son, I told my sons, thank you, bro, for
Yeah.
allowing me to
That I'm
fail
gonna
while
say
learning to father them, man.
Jesse, I'm gonna say this right here. That's a book. I don't even know if bro, you gotta write that book right there. That's a dope bro. I will read that. And
I got
there's millions of black men out here that will read that book. That's a book, bro. You gotta write that.
I,
You got
I
it. You
got
got
a
it. Okay.
question for every listener. I got a
Yeah.
question.
Mm.
Are you willing? Are you willing to allow your child to make you a better parent? Are you willing to allow your child to make you a better father, a better mother, a better husband, a
Come
better
on, man.
wife,
Mm,
a better son, a better
yeah.
daughter? Are you willing to allow your child to make you better? My children have made me better. Each one has served, uh, um, has played a critical part of the development of who Dr. V is. Each one.
Yeah.
My daughter, she taught me how to love beyond blood because she is not my biological daughter. She is my
Mm.
daughter because I raised her since she was
Yeah.
6 months. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I
I
Facts.
got you,
remember
bro.
we went to the zoo and she was like, Dad, I want to hold your hand. And her mom said, hold on a minute, let's have a talk. That's not your dad. She was like, I know, but I'm gonna call him dad while we at the zoo today. She taught
Mm,
me how to love someone that was not biologically mine.
yeah.
That's my baby.
Yeah.
My
Come on,
second
man.
son, man, this is the one that has changed so many areas of my life. I call him my hero child. Each one of them are heroes to me. He was the one who found the courage to check dad when dad was wrong. You
Mm,
get what I'm saying?
yeah.
He he's the one who put dad in place when dad was wrong. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so when I look at my life and I look at the time he talked to me and told me about my parenting, and the reason why they weren't listening was because I was yelling. If you stop
Mm.
yelling, maybe somebody will listen to you.
Put us in put us in the scene. Paint that scene so we can see that. Hey,
So
we vested
so
now, so paint the scene.
Yeah.
Let us see
so
that. What that look like.
so we in the basement. I done called him down, and I'm giving him that dad talk, right?
Yeah.
You not listening. You. And he had this explosion that was, we not listening because you keep yelling at us. And it was like,
Mm. Bro.
boy, I'm your father.
Mm,
Who you? But it was also because I was on the journey. Remember, I said you got to get on the path. So I was already on
yeah.
that journey.
Hmm.
I was on that
Yeah.
path. It was like you want to go and you want to grab him and you want to right, but it was like, wait a minute though, he right, because if you yell at me, I'm gonna tune you out. If you come at me that way, what am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do?
So I had to go sit with it and reflect and think about it. Like,
Mm,
yo, he right, he right. What you gonna do with it? That changed our relationship. Are you willing to let your child put you in a position to be better? Are you willing to let your child challenge you to be better? And I'm gonna give you the last piece that helped me become Dr. V. When I talk about, well, no. So two pieces. My youngest child, because I got to give each one they shine for being the heroes in my life. My youngest child, there's a picture that I have that I show when I go speak. He's holding a stack of money like this, looking at my brother take a picture. It's $10,000 cash, drug money. That was the picture that sent me back to school. That was the picture that ignited me, because that picture told me that if I didn't get my together, you're giving them permission to be you.
Come
that's
on,
the
bro.
first time I'm hearing that. That's heavy.
That picture, I just looked at it yesterday because I look at it from time to time to
Yeah.
remind me,
Yeah.
stay on that path, you on that path.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the last piece I'm gonna give you that was transformational. I mean, it's so many pieces they've had for me, but this one changed me forever. This is why we got Dr. V.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
I signed up for the so when I finished the master's program, when I was coming to the end, I was like, you know what? I heard the spirit say, go for a PhD. Now you talking about the kid that failed the second grade because he struggled with reading and writing. I got through my bachelor's and master's because you could flirt a little bit, get a chick to help you with a
Right.
paper or two. You know what I'm saying? You can
Yeah.
get through. You can find your way
Yeah.
through. Cool, I did that. But the PhD, I didn't know nobody who had written or worked on that level. That meant God was about to deal with me. So I had
Ooh.
signed up
Yeah.
I went to sign up for the PhD, and I went into what they call a DBA program, Doctor of Business Administration. It wasn't as hard as the PhD, right? But it was still a doctorate. And I remember the week before classes started. So classes started on Monday. The week before, the spirit was like, I didn't tell you to do that. I told you to go for a PhD. I'm like, no, we ain't about to do this. We ain't. I done dealt with the spirit before in some other
Jesse,
areas. Or when he went,
Jesse, he got that Jonah spirit about to jump on him, bro.
and I'm like, all right. So you know how you ignore the spirit, it's gonna get louder and louder and louder. And the spirit just kept getting louder and louder. And the Friday before school started, it was so loud that I called the school advisor and said, hey, is it too late to switch to the PhD program? She said, no, I'll get you switched over if that's what you want to do. I said, yeah, switch me over now.
Wow.
Right? Switch me over now. And at the time, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what God was doing. I knew God was doing God, but I knew I needed to get out the way.
Yeah.
Right? So I switched. Now I get into the program. The first quarter is a reading class, a writing class that I have to take, reading and writing, right? You got to learn how to read and write at a scholarly level. Well, what's that? Like, my papers were being torn to shreds. The instructors were tearing, because I didn't know how to write. I'm still learning how to write, if I'm honest. I'm on that journey. I'm on that path. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, you know what? You ain't gonna get through this PhD program, bro. I was like, well, you know what? Go ahead and get through first quarter and see what happened. So I got through the first quarter, ended up going to the writing lab to get some help with some of those papers. But it was the second quarter where my son changed my life forever. In the second quarter, I had to go to Atlanta for what they call colloquium. I get there, I'm dressed in a hoodie, ball cap, joggers, right? And everybody else is in a polo, suit, tie, the ladies in dresses, skirts. And I'm like, yo, I don't even belong here. I don't belong here. I had already defeated myself based on how things looked. How many times have we defeated ourselves based on how things looked? So I would go to class, and it was on the last day, that Sunday. We were all to get up and present what we were going to do our research on for our PhDs. I'm watching all my peers get up and talk, and their vocabularies were very beautiful, full. And I talk with slang. And what does that word mean? Let me Google that one, And I said, you know what? This ain't for me. You know what? I'm out of here. And I pushed myself from the desk. I got up and walked out. I went up to my hotel room and I was feeling defeated. And when I walked in the room, what's strange is the curtains were still closed. One thing I do every morning when I wake up is I open the curtains to let the light in.
Mm-hmm.
But that morning, the curtains were still closed. And I remember calling home to speak to my children because I was doing a lot of traveling at the time. So spoke to my daughter. She was excited to hear. She, Big, how's it going? Da, da, da. I spoke to my youngest son. Hey, Dad, what you doing? Where you at? But it was when I spoke to my middle child that life changed forever. And while I'm talking to him, he's asking me how things are going. And right before I hung up the phone with him, he said, I'll talk to you later, future Dr. Coleman. And it was in that moment that my life changed forever because I didn't even believe it was possible for me to get a PhD. So I hurried up and hung up the phone because a man ain't supposed to cry. And I didn't want this young man that I told that a man ain't supposed to cry to hear his father crying on the other end of the phone. I wiped my eyes and I said, God, what are you saying to me in this moment? What are you telling me? And I heard the spirit loud as day. You're not just his father. You're his mentor. I dry my eyes and I rush out the hotel room and I get on the elevator and I get onto my computer. I flip my laptop up and I type the word mentoring in. And I began looking at the articles that were there on mentoring. And I see this article that grabbed my attention. They were talking about mentoring of the Hispanic community. And when I got to the end of when you learn how to read these articles, you read certain parts only. When I got to the end for recommended future research, they said African-American mentoring is under-researched. So I typed in African-American history, Black Americans, everything that lined up with mentoring for Blacks. And that would go on to become my dissertation research. Because of something my son said to me in a moment when I felt the most defeated. When I was ready to give up, when I had given up. So are you really willing to let your child make you better?
Make you
Are
better.
you really willing to let your child challenge you to go to the next level? So in full transparency, I was kind of bugging out this last week. Me and my brother, we've been talking about it, about how many emails we send to schools and businesses
Yeah.
to try and get these contracts. And I've been going back and forth with this school, for so long, man, this last 2 weeks. And I finally said, you know what? I'm over it, man. My corporate position is phenomenal.
Yeah.
They can have this speaking thing, man. And I had my 30-second pity party because I was exhausted. Because I was going back and forth with total of 3 schools, but this one we were going heavy. And then they went ghost. Had my moment, and I walked from my desk, had a little pity party for a few minutes. So I'm telling you that even at this level, you can still have those moments when you're ready to give up. And I tell people this, I quit a lot, but I never give up. Definitely. It's okay to quit for a few moments to regather yourself, but just don't give up.
Don't give up.
So I quit, walked away, and had my pity party. And I remember that next morning I got up and had prayer and meditation, 5:30 in the morning. And I said, God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being impatient. I'm so sorry for complaining. I'm frustrated sometimes. I get frustrated sometimes because it ain't going Vic's way. And I get it. You got your own schedule. You got your own show. I'm sorry. And I just kept saying, I'm sorry. I went on out the door and went to the gym. I'm in the gym and I'm working out. And I hear loud as day the Spirit said, it's resolved. I'm like, it's resolved. All right, okay. Keep working out. Come home and I sit down, fire my computer up. It wasn't 30 minutes later, I got an email. Hey, Dr. Coleman, we'd like to let you know that we are signing the contract and sending it back to you. The largest contract I've ever signed in my speaking career.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro. That's boy. That's fire. That's fire.
But what happened was when I felt defeated, I had shared with my son, I felt defeated.
Yeah.
I sent him a screenshot because he was at work and he was like, way to stay with it, Dad, and not give up.
That's it.
I'm proud of you.
Bruh, when you said your son told you that scripture in Psalms, Jesse, out of the mouth of babes and sucklings hast thou perfected praise. That it, bruh. Yo, I can talk, bruh. We definitely gonna have you back because you got some stuff. I would love for you to come back so we can dig into a family aspect. Because you dropped some stuff that I know is definitely gonna help me and some other people. A lot of other folks that have kids. But we've now come into another segment. So we definitely gonna bring you back. But y'all, our listeners is out there, and I know that they hungry for this. Cause you was about to get into it. And I was like, y'all, let me stop before you get into it. Listen, y'all, welcome to this portion of our show. This is called 3 Hot and a Mic Drop. And we are going to have Dr. Vic take us home. You're going to close out the show, brother. We're about to give you 3 minutes to get on this mic. And our slogan is, when you come here, please make sure that you leave this mic hot when you leave. So here it is, guys. Please welcome. Take us home. He's going to close out this show. Please welcome Dr. Vic. He's about to take us home, brother. We appreciate you being here. 3, 2, 1. It's 3 Hot and a Mic Drop.
Listen, there's power in your prayer. And what I need you to understand that is the moment you abandon your prayer is the moment you abandon your power. So I don't care if you lose a job. I don't care if you lose a relationship. I don't care if you lose your house, your car. I don't care what you lose. Don't lose your prayer. Because the prayer is the voice that opens the door. It goes before you. God hears you when you cry out. Why are we afraid to cry out? You're sitting there right now looking for that dream job. You're sitting there right now trying to launch that business. You're sitting there right now trying to get through the next semester of school, but you are afraid to pray and cry out to the Father. Why? God hears you. He knows what your need is. He's waiting on you. Stop sitting on the sidelines of life and understand that God is waiting on you to get in the game. He's giving you the resources to go to the next level. Why are you playing yourself as something less? You are the all-star. You are the quarterback. He's waiting on you to get in position. See, as soon as you step on the field, understand this. You're going to the next level. Don't worry about the devil. God's got him handled already. That's just simply an obstacle. And if you allow yourself to focus on the obstacle, you'll never get to the finish line. You'll never get to the goal line. You'll never win this thing called life. God is giving you a unique story. Use your voice to change the world. Your unique story will empower others to believe in themselves. See, I share my mugshots, but I share my mugshots because I'm trying to reach those who feel imprisoned in their life. I'm not trying to reach just a criminal. I'm trying to reach all of us who are serving time in our mind. Understand this. A man serving time in his mind is more in prison than someone serving a life sentence. You've got to set yourself free. Your mom didn't show up. Your daddy didn't show up. Your brother didn't show up. I really don't care. But I need you to understand this. When God shows up, nobody else matters. When you show up, nobody else matters. So I need you to get in the game and trust God to take you to that next level. Be blessed.
My God. My God. Come in here and just blaze like this. Yo, God is definitely on this, man. He got his hand on you, bro. Thank you.
Power and prayer.
There's power in prayer. Thank you so
Bro.
much for that, bro. I was so locked into your thing, bro. I was like, yo, you got to get this man that countdown. And he ended it perfectly.
Come on, bro.
I
Come
love
on,
it,
bro.
yo. I love it. Jesse, bruh. I mean,
Hey,
what else
man.
can we say, bro?
All I'm going to say is this. Y'all run it back and listen at it and let it get into your heart, your mind, and your spirit.
Yeah.
Say less.
Yo, this is
Thank you, brother.
yeah,
Thank you, brother,
absolutely.
for
Thank you,
coming through,
Dr.
man.
Vic.
Thank
You listen to come in here, man, and let me say this before we wrap this up. Man, I am emotional because just a month and a half, 2 months ago, me and Jesse, man, we stay locked in on the phone. We have these deep conversations. This man has got me through hours of work. This right here, where you at right here, this is a dream come true. This is God literally working through us to project our vision, to open up our gift to the world and bring some dynamically dope people in here. And you
Mm-hmm.
coming in and gracing us and saying, "Yo, Kev, I got you. Let's go. We want, man. You have no idea what you've done to bless somebody else, man. And for that, not only are you blessing our podcast, you are blessing the listeners, the viewers. Man, I am humble and I'm grateful. Thank you for what you've just done, man. I definitely appreciate you. I
Absolute,
appreciate you.
absolute, brother.
Just Judge, what you got, bro? You got any last
Say,
words,
man.
man?
I think all has been said, and we just gonna let that marinate in the hearts of the minds and people, man, because there's enough lamb on that table, bro.
Oh, there's enough
Mm-hmm.
lamb
I
left
like
at
that.
Calvary, man. That's a
Yeah.
fact. All right, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I'm your host, Big Kev. That's my brother from another mother, JTM. And listen, we appreciate you guys for listening. We appreciate y'all for watching us. If you are not listening to us on the Spotify app, you can definitely check us out on YouTube. This has been one of the most phenomenal conversations that we've had. Again, we want to say thank you to Dr. Victor Coleman for coming through, gracing our platform with his presence and literally leaving that mic high. I love it, yo.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
My heart is full, bro. My heart is full. Again, thank you guys for checking this out. We appreciate you. If you are on YouTube, please follow, like, leave your comments down below. Check out the show notes to get in touch and contact and book Dr. Vic because he will definitely come through your school, your platform, and blaze. Again, thank you so much. I'm your boy, Big Kev. That's our time, yo. We will see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace. Peace.